It's time for Tubi Tuesday. Alright, we are looking at the Jean-Claude Van Damme action flick, Hard Target, released in 1993 and starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, Yancey Butler, Wilford Brimley, Lance Henriksen, Arnold Vosloo, and is directed by John Woo. If you didn't know that John Woo directed this going in, which I did, you would slowly realize with slow motion and the doves that, yeah, this is a John Woo movie. The story revolves around Jean-Claude Van Damme, who plays Chance Boudreau. He rescues a woman, played by Yancey Butler, who's looking for her father. She tries to hire him to help her look for him. But he says no, but upon finding out that he doesn't have a job, and he needs money to pay off his debts to get that job, he decides, I'll take the job. And quickly they start to realize that they find out that her father is dead, but he still stays on and tries to figure out what happened to her dad and what is going on. And that's our movie. And it is a remake. It's the most dangerous game. You've seen this done before in movies with this and The Condemned and The Past. They've done this before. Even the sequel, which is more like The Deadliest Game mostly. Yeah, there's a sequel starring Scott Adkins, and it's probably terrible. I don't know. I have no, I don't want to ever try to watch it. It's on Tubi, but So this was on Tubi a while ago, and I put it in my what do you call it? My the ones I want to save to watch later, right? And then it was gone, and it expired. Then it was another Van Damme movie, Sudden Death, which I put in my thing, and then that expired. And so last night, as I'm looking through Tubi Tuesday, trying to figure out, or the Tubi app, trying to figure out what I wanted to do for Tubi Tuesday, I noticed this was on there, and I said, I have to do this movie for Tubi Tuesday. I have to. I can't, forget about it. So, here it is. So, as mentioned, the story is about a woman named Natasha, or Nat, played by Yancey Butler, and she's trying to find her father. Now, granted, we don't know that this guy is her father, but the first scene of this movie is a bunch of guys, led by Lance Henriksen, and Arnold Vosloo, hunting down this guy with arrows. And so then we get the credits, hard target. And then the very next scene is her coming into New Orleans looking for her father. Movie, 1 + 1 = 2, and it's not that easy to figure, it's not that hard to figure out. We can put 2 and 2 together. I fucked it up. 2 and 2 make 4. We can put 2 and 2 together. Alright? 2 and 2 make 4. We're not stupid. And so when they reveal that, her dad died in an accident, a fire, that's not what happened. And you sit there and you wonder, yeah, it's a fire, an accident. What about them arrow holes, though? Turns out that the doctor, who is the sheriff from Friday the 13th Part 5, is also on the take, along with this other guy who hires these homeless veterans to, pays them money, and then they'll do this. If they survive, they get all the money. But they never survive, which, disclaimer, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, so after they find out that their dad's dead, she's like, okay, this is over, but Boudreau keeps on investigating. And he comes to the conclusion that it was that he didn't die in the fire because he only has one of the dog tags. They only have one of the dog tags, and each dog tags come with 2. Now, he doesn't think of this on his own. He gets help in finding out, he can figure it out. Oh, yes. And just how? Just think, how would John Woo have Van Damme find out? Have Boudreaux find out about it? Or figure it out? Well, you have a dove fly in there, catch his attention, and land on a pair of hanging dog tags, which makes him think, that was supposed to be two. A dove. And there's slow motion too. And there's just so much slow motion. Like, there's even certain points where slow motion isn't necessary. Like when Yancy Butler opens the car door. Yes, it's before an action scene where the slow motion is necessary, but you could have had her open the door and then go into slow motion. She's like, why is she slow motion? And when Lance Henriksen is chasing him down, he has a gun and he's in slow motion trying to load the thing. And so it looks like he wasn't able to shoot them because he was loading it up too slowly. Okay. But I don't know. There's too much slow motion in this movie that I kept going, oh, come on! I feel like if there was no slow motion in this film, it would have been shorter. But it's John Woo, and there's doves. More than once, the whole climax of this film takes place in an area where there's a bunch of birds flying around. Pigeon, but doves. Yeah, just... So... And it is very weird. There's a part that kind of makes me scratch my head. So Yancy Butler goes to talk to this African-American veteran homeless guy. He doesn't give him much information other than your daddy was homeless. But then when Van Damme comes on, he's like, oh, I know what to get information. And he takes her right back to that guy who's like, oh, I got something to tell you. And I'm like, okay, like, why have her go to him? I don't know. Yes, and the African-American lady cop dies. I didn't think a man from Hong Kong would be racist, but seems like it. But that may just be she was expendable. I don't know. She is really necessary for the rest of the film anyway, and I think maybe she probably would have been in the way, but it's just a little weird. If you have a throwaway cop character, why'd you hire someone who's African-American? I am just saying, alright? So then we get this bike chase, which is a fantastic bike chase with explosions, although there is one part that really confuses me. He tells her, hold the bar, which is the handlebars. She does, but she's holding it, and he stands up and has the gun, right? She can't see where she's going, and yet she's steering this motorcycle perfectly straight, and he's up in her way, and yet she's able to steer without being able to see where it is. Perfectly fine. No. And then something that made me go, how? It's just like, so Van Damme realizes his bike is leaking gasoline. So he uses it he kills a couple people, and then he smashes the motorcycle into a truck, which explodes. It just goes. There was no spark. The other thing wasn't on fire. It just. You have to have an explosion that makes sense. I mean, come on. Sorry, my shirt keeps going down. I don't want you to see my boobies, okay? So after that, they're on the run. And Van Damme, I can't remember his name, decides they're going to find his uncle Duvet, who is played by Wilford Brimley. Just to get it out of the way, diabetes. Wilford Brimley is probably one of the best parts of this movie once they get going. But on the way there, she wants to take a rest, and he tells her to close her eyes. And then there's a snake, and he grabs the snake, and the look on Yancy Butler's face, she had no fucking idea that snake was there. They did that without telling her. I swear to God, she's like, her eyes were just like, but it's a puppet. It's not real. He bumps on top of the head, punches it, and the way he's holding it, it could have bit him. But he's just like punches it, bites off its rattler, so it doesn't make noise, and sets it up as a trap. And it does bite one of the people hunting, because now Henriksen has Vosloo and a bunch of other guys hunting after him. And hunting after Van Damme. And they get to Uncle Duvet. And Uncle Duvet is drunk, and he's making moonshine. And I saw him, and I quoted the Dukes of Hazzard movie. What's his name? Top of my head. Smokey and the Bandit. Burt Reynolds, where he goes, moonshine. I saw him, and I said it in Burt Reynolds' voice. Moonshine. I don't know why it came out like that, but I was inhabited by the ghost of Burt Reynolds. May he rest in peace. Anyway, so they devise a plan to lead them to a Mardi Gras warehouse, which is where the finale of this film takes place. But I think maybe while writing this, I realized that these two don't have anything to do. So all of a sudden, after it looks like he's taking her to safety, they come back, and he goes, I shoot the bad guy. And he takes an arrow, and he's shooting the bad guys with the arrows. And I'm just like, that's pretty cool. Wilford Brimley is a badass with a bow and arrow. I tell you right now, he's a badass with a bow and arrow. And so during this fight, Van Damme is facing off. There's birds flying everywhere. There's slow motion. There's guns, explosions, fires. People are dying. And I do like. So there was one moment where Henriksen tells Vosloo, get in your chopper, follow him, make him go where we want him to go. And he goes, I can take him out from the air. No, we gotta do it on the ground. I can do it from the air. No, do it my way. So when Vosloo's character dies, Henriksen, he lets out this, ah, and I really feel like it's because Henriksen's character has come to the realization that this is his fault. His best friend, his right-hand man, is dead, because if he had just let him take him out from there, this would be over with. But no, he would have had that satisfaction of looking him in the eye and doing it. Now he's all pissed off, and he keeps yelling out, yeah! I'm just like, what is he doing? And he's got this gun, which he keeps loading bullet by bullet as he fires and shoots. He's got one left. They show he's got about 6 bullets. One's missing when he goes solo. The other one, as he puts it back in, you see there's one empty place. So he's got one left. Van Damme. And this confused me. We're shown when he drops his gun that Van Damme has a grenade in his right hand, right? But when he comes out and starts fighting, the grenade is gone. And then, all of a sudden, when it's time for the grenade, he throws it up, grabs it, takes off the pin, shoves it in Henriksen's pants, because by this point, he's stabbed Wilford Brimley with the Uncle Duvet with an arrow, and he has Yancey Butler, or Nat, and so he takes, and he Nat's away from him, and he kicks him, and then he sticks the grenade down his pants. Now, this grenade takes an awfully long time to explode, because Henriksen Not only was he able to take the pin off, of course he was holding the thing, but throw it in his pants. From that point on, it's in his pants. Takes him a few seconds to take it out. He starts to unscrew it. You think when he's unscrewing it, that's gonna go. Pfft. He takes the thing out, which supposedly would stop it, but there's a spark. He goes whoop, and explodes. Like whoops, whoop, pfft, explodes. And we then have a happy ending because we find out that Wilford Brimley didn't die from the stabbing as it just hit his flask of alcohol. Oh no, that's a bad thing. That's a terrible, because he's out of alcohol now. And then we end as our heroes walk away to the song of Born on the Bayou by CCR, which is a good song. So, what did I think of the film? I think that when it comes to the action scenes, I think John Woo did a very good job. However, when there's explosions and the fights with Van Damme, which reportedly he wanted Van Damme to use the gun more, but Van Damme just kept using kicks. It's Van Damme, fine. But the slow motion, it's too annoying. And the doves, I think they're fine. Like in the final act, they work. But Van Damme figuring out the dog tag thing because a dove sat on some dog tags, that's a little too much for me to handle. I mean, I started laughing my ass off. I'm like, you're kidding me. The characters, for most part, Wilford, okay, the good actors in this film, Wilford Brimley, Arnold Vosloo, Lance Henriksen, very good. As a villain, Lance Henriksen is one of the best villains I've seen in an action film, like ever. Probably be in a top 10, I think. Very good. Arnold Vosloo, also good as his henchman. Yancy Butler is okay. She doesn't really have much of lines to say. She's looking for her father, and then she's just running with Van Damme. She has a few lines. Apparently there was a whole romantic subplot with them that was cut out. That's fine, because they didn't have any chemistry that I saw. And there's one scene with she said, close your eyes, and then the snake. But there wasn't really a romance between them. There was no chemistry. And I'm fine they took that out. Apparently there was a longer version of this. And apparently Van Damme locked himself in the editing room and re-edited the film because originally it was going to follow Henriksen more. And Van Damme said no. And put more of himself in it. Apparently. It's just rumors. They've never been, clarify whether or not that's true, but it's rumors. Van Damme, for his part, is good in the action scenes when he has to fight and do the shooting and the stunts. Good. His acting is Van Damme. You don't go to watch his movies for the acting. Put it in a bank account. In a Swiss bank account. Because it is a wake up call. You don't necessarily go to there is one line that he delivers with bravado. I'm gonna kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard. That's from Street Fighter though. Here, he's okay. A little wooden, not as wooden as George Lazenby and Majesty's, but he's okay. For the most part, I enjoyed this film. I do intend on getting it on DVD because it's Van Damme, and it's an enjoyable action flick, I think. Each one of those, you turn your brain off, you can enjoy it from beginning to end. It's just fantastic, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's really enjoyable. I like it. And as for Tubi TV, as you may have realized, Uwe Boll is not here. I can't do it. I was going to do 4 Uwe Boll movies for Tubi Tuesday, and I can't do it. After Alone in the Dark, I said to myself, I cannot sit through another one of his movies. I just can't do it. So I was going to do Blood Rain 2, and Blood Rain 3 for the next 3 weeks. That's going out. I'm going to try to see if I can't do Van Damme for the next 3 weeks. We'll see. I think there's a couple more I want to check out. But for now, what are your thoughts on our Target? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.